On September 30th, the Port Moody Ecological Society hosted a meaningful truth and reconciliation event at the Noons Creek Hatchery in Port Moody, BC. Community members gathered to reflect on the importance of listening to Indigenous voices and concerns. The event featured insightful speakers and cultural performances, fostering an atmosphere of understanding of past injustices and healing.
Hot Square, good morning everyone. I am Tasha Fay Evans. I am the great-granddaughter of Elizabeth La Joya. She was born in what is now currently known as Nanaimo, and she was the first matriarch in our family to marry into a non-Indigenous family. She made that choice. It was the beginning of the disruption in these lands. It was the beginning of this new system. And it was the first city that was built out of land extraction. The first Hudson's Bay Company fort that was built on taking the earth that is our mother and turning her into a resource. And it marked a beginning of change in these lands. And today we gather as community. Look around. Look at your neighbor. It is in community where we make change. It is in community where we gather and we make collective agreements, collective prayers of healing, and visions of health and well-being for all of our relations. And each and every one of you, Indigenous and non-Indigenous, the earth is here to hold us under our feet. And each and every one of you has your own gift, your own reason why you are here. And it is with that gift that we as a community can serve each other for the future. So before we begin today, I'm wondering if there's anyone here who would like to do the land acknowledgement.
Tansi Makisis Tishikanashu, Ayan Michipnia. Hello, my name is Fox. I'm from the Métis Nation. I'll do the land acknowledgement in Cree. And just Kwikwetlem?
Xem-Tu-Mus, Kwikwetlem, Squamish, Musqueam, people, that's
You're
what's
helping with that.
up.
Okay. Kianao, Matoni, Neopaiwan, Pamatase, Atoske, Nehiawaski, Kwikwetlem, Tsleil-Waututh, Squamish, Musqueam, and all the Salish people and all the people gathered here. Haichka, OCM.
There is a teaching that one of my aunties shared with me, that when you sing, you are offering your heart, you are offering your love. And so I invite us all to join me in the Ko-Salish prayer song. It began in Chief Dan George, an incredible human being from a hereditary chief in Tsleil-Waututh. And he was a very famous actor. He got to play himself in all those cowboys. And so he would be invited all around the world. And he would always sing this prayer song. It was a Tsleil-Waututh prayer song. And he would sing this song because he felt so strongly about the medicine his people carried and these lands carry. And so he would sing this song. And when he returned, after some time, his elders asked him, I think you need to share this song with the people here. Because as this housepost shows, in the center there's two salmon swimming together. As Coast Salish people, we are salmon people. And you, who all live here, Chief Dan George, it was important for him that you all know that you too are salmon people. So let us join together. If you do not know the song, we sing our songs 4 times to let the ancestors know we mean it. So by the end of it, I hope that you will join me. Now, the song was taught to me by Erin Nelson Moody, who's also a beautiful human being. And so there might be a little bit where I don't sing it the same way as the George family, and I'm really trying to sing it the same way as them. This is the way I was taught. So we all make room for each other to make mistakes. We all make room for each other to grow. So in that spirit of things, please join me in standing, if you're well. Feel the earth under your feet holding you. Know that these trees stand here with us, and that these songs have been sung in these lands since time immemorial. Oh, Hilo. He Ah, ah, ah. Way, ah, hey, ah, hey, ah, hey, ah, hey. Last time. Oh, hilo, he, ho, hey. Oh, hilo, he, oh, hey. Ah, way, ah, hey, ah, hey. Way, ah, hey, ah, hey, ah, hey, ah, hey. Oh, dear. We have a beautiful speaker here today who's going to share some words from their heart. Can you remind me how to say your traditional name? It's important that we speak our language. Today is a day where we are here to honor children. Honor the children who this new system that has dominance over how we educate our children and how we take care of our elders and of each other. We're here today to have love. To have love for those children who are now great-grandparents and grandmothers and uncles and dads and moms. We're here today for love. And so with that, I would like to offer the floor to Xem-Tu-Mus. Xem-Tu-Mus, will you share in speaking the word of these, the language of these lands and honor Xem-Tu-Mus? Xem-Tu-Mus.
OCM! OCM! I'd like to explain why I do this. First of all, I want to check. Can you hear me over there? I don't know if I really need a microphone today. When I'm calling OCM, I'm calling my ancestors to come join me. When I come to speak, it's not my voice you're hearing. It is the voices of my ancestors. It is the voices of those who have walked this land before me. And I've asked them to come
and share their words and ask me to share the words with you. Without my glasses on, I should explain why I took my sunglasses off. When I'm calling my ancestors, we have a very strong belief because we never wore glasses. And when the ancestors come to face me and to look at me, if I'm wearing my glasses or my sunglasses, they're going to get confused because all they see is the reflection of themselves. They can't see into my eyes. But yet they know my name. They know what family I come from. And they know the land that I come from. So, some of you already know because Port Moody invites me here a lot, and I can't be more honored than today to be here with all of you again this year. But I always like to try and help coach and how to say my name. So think of the word hum. Right? You're going to go Xem-Tu-Mus. Yeah. That's really, really good, yeah. So this name was born in one of our villages that's in the Kwikwetlem Lake area. So when I travel to other communities, to other villages, like where Tasha Fay is from, her elders will know my family name. And they're going to know that I am from the lineage of Kwikwetlem William. And they know that I come from the river that hosts many red salmon once upon a time. And now I'm going to get a little serious with you guys. But I'll be honest, I will also try to find a way to lift your spirit afterwards. A place that I serve as an elder in residence here in the Tri-Cities, they asked me to speak about what does truth and reconciliation mean to me. I had to remember, and this is the first time I'm going to share this part of me with you. I am not 100% Kwikwetlem. When my mom was 15 years old, she married my father. And I later learned that he is a descendant of the Irish, Scottish, Swedish, and English people. So the year I was born without the indigenous identity because of the law and how it was at that time. The federal law stripped my mother, who, by the way, was a student at St. Mary's Residential School in Mission. My late grandmother was a student at the day school at Kwikwetlem. So they had already began to lose the cultural teachings because the school system took it away from them. I'm the oldest of 3 children from my late mother, and therefore I didn't even start learning about cultural way of living until 1993. I had no idea I was even indigenous. Because my mom didn't know how to teach me. So she introduced me to her aunties and uncles, who took me into our winter homes out in the valley. And that was where my name was bestowed onto me. And I was taught that our names never have meanings. But it was up to me to learn about my ancestors, especially the ones who carried this name before me. And boy, was I ever shocked that I found out that they were chiefs and they traveled to many communities from Hope all the way to Vancouver Island, Nanaimo, the Comox Valley, Courtenay, in the Victoria area. We also had many of our family members go down to the Washington State. We have still many families who live down there. When I began learning about the independence of being a teenager, I began my career as a disc jockey, if you can believe that. And I was DJing at organizations that support and really promote an alcohol and drug-free life. These were 12-step program members, and I was their DJ as a teenager. And during this time, I met many Indigenous elders from all over BC. And they were talking to me about their experiences with residential school. And I never understood. I didn't know. More importantly, I didn't know that part of our cultural teachings was to sit down and listen to my elders. And I walked away. Can you imagine how hurt my friends were who were elders at that time? I'm going to fast forward a little bit now. Many of you know that there was a class action lawsuit against the federal government of Canada that gave recognition to all those people who were in the residential school, including my own family. I'm going to be honest, I never went to residential school. And I honestly believe it was because my late mother, married my late father. So the government didn't recognize me as Indigenous. And therefore I wasn't scooped up and taken to the schools. But this class action lawsuit that came out, it forced all of my elders to rip open those wounds. They had to talk about it in court. They had to write statements. And this is coming from people who never had to write statements. We passed our stories down by voice. And this was the hardest thing. That year, and this is what hurts me the most because I didn't know, but that year, I lost more than half of my friends. Some of them drank themselves until they were gone. A few of them used drugs to try and numb that pain. And this is the part that really, really hurts me the most. The intention was to take their own life. You won't believe how many friends I lost. When my mom's aunties and uncles finally got to meet me and take me into their arms, that is when I started to learn. I should have listened. That's our cultural way. I should have offered a cup of coffee, a cup of tea, because that is our way. But I didn't, because I didn't know. So today, I'm asking you, if you know other elders who are still with us, that are still fighting this battle, please sit with them. Hear them. Let them share. And let them feel like they're connecting with you. Let them feel the love and warmth in your heart and in your hugs. As you notice, the first thing Tasha did with me when I walked up, she gave me a hug before she told me what the plans were. Because that is our way. We share that love with each other before we do the work. Because we support each other. Over so many years now, Tasha and I have supported each other in so many different ways. So I'm honored to be with you today. Sorry, that works. So now I want to try and bring us into a little bit of a lighter heart. Here's the benefits I have from living in today's society. Who's a Star Trek fan? Now, science fiction is such a wonderful, wonderful thing. But when you look at the TV series like The Next Generation, Deep Space Nine, Voyager, what's the common message you see in these TV series? One love. Everybody, like even the original series, with having Nichelle on the series. Back in a time when racism was at its highest in the United States. She was a true pioneer about bringing that thought process that has taken this long for many, many people who have asked for votes to be in power and to be able to recognize that we do need to work together as one. How many of you know the word not so much? Tasha knows. That means one mind, one heart. We work together with one heart and one mind. You're going to see so many things on social media that talks about the gratitude that we feel as Indigenous people of the land, that you have come today to share this day with us. And believe me, my heart is open to your love. But we ask you to remember what happened to get to meet people like me here. What's happened to allow me to be not so shy to be able to stand in front of you and speak to you without a microphone. It is us working together. And that's what I'm asking for. Let's work together. Never be afraid to approach my family at Tsleil-Waututh, Kwikwetlem, Squamish, Musqueam, Tawasin, Xem-Tu-Mus, Kwikwetlem, and many of the other nations. But we're very, very close to a site that many of the nations would come here to visit us. We had one site here, which is now very close to what you call City Hall. And we had another site down by my village in Kwikwetlem at the mouth of Kwikwetlem River. We had people as far as north as Haida Gwaii and as far as south as Northern California. So the land formerly known as Colony Farm Park is now called Tlahutnam. In our language, that means to be invited. My elders chose that name when we shared the stories, what I just shared with you. We invited many nations to come visit with us, to help us harvest the red salmon, and to trade. We traded many, many goods. So today, I'm going to pretend this is Tlahutnam. I'm going to invite you to spend the day with us. I'm going to be around for a little while, and I'm happy to talk to all of you. Except maybe Jeff. Oh, Xem-Tu-Mus. I thank you so much for being here. I know I got to keep it short, but...
So as community, as family, let's put our hands to our heart. Let's remember the humanness of our own being and the humanness of the person beside us. Some of us may carry shame, sorrow, and apologies. Okay. Okay. And what else? What else can you carry from that? Love. Some of you may be feeling depths of grief and sorrow today. Yes. Yes. Okay, I see that. I see you, see me. Seeing you, see me. So let's take a moment together as a collective. Let's take a moment with love in our hearts for the children. So I invite you now to go on with your day. carrying what you have in your heart from what we shared together as community. Because this is one day in a lifetime. Please, if you have a moment, there are some feathers that the Pomo Art Center has brought for you to participate in your own prayer. And the Noons Creek Hatchery has an art activity for you to participate in today, to bring home with you and remember. Oh, Xem, I love you all.
The importance of today is coming together in community and sharing in a moment of collective prayer for suffering that has been inflicted on the sacred, our children, in these lands for it went on for 100 years. And it continues to impact us now. And so it's important that we gather on this day, not to say that we shouldn't remember every day, but on this day, on one day, to come together and collectively share grief and share prayers and to see each other as non-Indigenous people in their understanding of what it means to be Canadian and what it means to live in these lands. And for the Indigenous people of these lands to be able to be seen in all of who we are and to feel what it feels like to have this new system, the new non-Indigenous people who are the dominant society recognize the wrongs and the deeply incorrect behavior that continues today. So I think that that's what's important about today, and it's important that people come together and envision a future of health and well-being.
The importance of today is making people aware of what had happened to these lost children. And it really gets me. I never forgot. I was about 8-10 years old. My parents had come out of Braylor, which comes into Lillooet, and we picked up a couple, and they didn't even know how many kids they had. They had to ask. And the dad says they went to visit their kids in Kamloops, the residential school, and they were not allowed to see their own kids. And they says they made strange, because they haven't seen their kids for like 9 months of the year almost. They saw their kid for a month and a half or something. Then they went back to residential school. Says the kids didn't know them and they didn't know their own kids. And as 8 to 10 years old, that stuck with me. It's always stuck with me. That's just so wrong. Couldn't understand that. And I went to Central School in Poco, and the reserve was just down at the bottom of the hill, and those kids went somewhere else. And yet everybody, the other kids across the street all went to our school, which is half a block away from them. That sort of bugged me too, so I couldn't figure that out. So those things have stuck with me all my life. So I'm 70 years old now, so yeah. This is, and I went to Indigenous gatherings. I won't get it onto it because some of the stuff I heard was so sick. And the thing that gets me more than anything, not one Catholic or none ever got charged. And that went across Canada. And it's still going on around the world with the same religious group. I can't understand that, but then there's people I know that weren't even to do with Indigenous who got molested in residential or churches around here, and one of them committed suicide. Couldn't stand the shame. So it's just not Indigenous kids; it's a bunch of kids over the years. So I don't know how to correct that. I don't know how you even reconcile what's gone on. So I'll probably get in trouble for saying all this, but that's the way I feel. It's like. They're holy men, he can't be charged. That seems to be the attitude.
This is something very, very, very serious and dear to my heart. I am touched. We have so many people coming out to all of our events, including our recent walk that we did, hosted by Kwikwetlem First Nation and my leadership. But what's more important to me is we need all of us that are working together here today. We need to put pressure on the government to start recognizing that we're not token Indians. We're not. The government is still ignoring what happened in the past. They're still ignoring and not recognizing the atrocities that have been done for so many generations. I know it wasn't the current generation of government that is in power right now, but they are the ones in power. They're the ones who can make a change. Are they willing to make that change? Many of us who are elders, we don't see that willingness. And it really, really hurts us, that the government will want to invite people like me to an event, but then turn around and not do anything that is working with any of the nations across Canada, not just my nation, but any of the nations, right? So we recognize that we have to accept the truth before we move on to reconciliation. We haven't gotten past the truth stage yet, and that's the message I really, really want to put out there is, when are we finally going to recognize the truth? When are we going to accept the truth happened? Yeah.
This is such a meaningful gathering. I come myself and our family every single year. There is a moment to reflect. There's a moment to gather. Tasha Fay's remarks about love, I think, were so powerful today, and how important that is to knit us together, to help us through the different experiences that we have. And for the Art Center today, we did do a project that was called Feathers for Children. And they really were symbols of prayer that give us an opportunity to remember those that have passed and recommit ourselves to making sure that every child matters always. And I can just feel how it reverberates inside of me. And I feel like that's such a shared experience here at Noons Creek Hatchery. They do such a good job of gathering community, and we're just so grateful to be here.
As the event concluded, participants left with a deeper commitment to truth and healing, inspired to contribute to a more inclusive and just future for all. Reporting for the Local Journalism Initiative and Tri-Cities Community Television, I'm Yuna Fahimi.